Tonight on Cronkite News, we'll tell you about how your vote could impact high school sports statewide.
Plus, a decision on birthright citizenship from the Supreme Court. The final verdict upsetting the White House. More coming up.
And a Phoenix Mercury player leaves mid-season. We'll have the details on the shocking and sudden exit. Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Nico Lihaki.
And I'm Noah Podolsky. Thank you for joining us. A major Supreme Court ruling reaffirmed birthright citizenship in the United States, dealing a significant blow to President Trump's immigration agenda.
In a separate ruling, the court permitted states to restrict transgender athletes from participating in girls' sports.
In a 6-3 decision, the Supreme Court ruled that the president cannot restrict birthright citizenship through executive action, preserving the legal status of millions of children born on American soil. Members of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus declared it a victory for families and the 14th Amendment.
No one is born a second-class citizen, and no president, no would-be king gets to pick and choose who is and who is not American.
The president's executive order sought to deny citizenship to anyone born in the U.S. without at least one parent in the country as a permanent legal resident or citizen. The Trump administration argued that was the original intent of the 14th Amendment. Chief Justice John Roberts and 5 other justices said otherwise. Although that ruling was a major defeat for Trump, he and other Republicans walked away with a big victory. In another case, this one involving transgender athletes, in another 6-3 ruling, the court upheld state laws that ban transgender athletes from competing against girls and women. Arizona is one of 27 states with bans on the books.
At the Supreme Court, I'm Will Mahan, Cronkite News.
Thank you, Will. And Arizona doesn't currently ban transgender athletes from competing in schools, but that could change if a new ballot initiative passes in November.
Ryan Orsini joins us from the newsroom to discuss a bill which was recently passed by the Arizona legislature. Ryan, what can you tell us?
Yeah, thank you both. Lawmakers passed HCR 2003, which means voters get to make their voice heard about transgender athletes in sports come November. HCR 2003, also known as the Protect Girls Sports in Arizona Act, the bill will require school-sponsored sports teams to be either male, female, or co-ed based on biological sex. The bill also prohibits athletes from using locker rooms or bathrooms not designated for their biological sex. With the law applying to all public and private schools from K through 12th grade, Arizona Superintendent of Public Instruction Tom Horn supports the ballot initiative, saying he wants a fair chance for all girls.
There's no question about it. Males have an unfair advantage over females, and that's true even prior to puberty. We have an expert witness who testified to that, and anybody who's hung around an elementary school playground knows that the boys are stronger at sports than the girls are.
Many are taking their stand against HCR 2003, stating it as an attack against transgender people and athletes. Progress Arizona and Arizona faith leaders are suing the state. In a press release, Paul Schneider mentions kids should be able to grow up being able to play t-ball and soccer with their friends and classmates. All kids should be able to be on the team without fear of strangers, subjecting them to forced inspections. Let's call this what it is: bullying. 27 states have passed similar laws on gender-specific sports teams. Arizona voters will get to decide where the state will land on the debate in November. In the newsroom, Ryan Orsini, Cronkite News.
The Supreme Court made several more landmark rulings this week.
Starting first with campaign spending. The Supreme Court did away with Watergate era limits on how much a political party can spend with their candidates. The High Court ruled 6-3 in favor of the Republicans in a case that was filed first by then Senate candidate J.D. Vance. The old rules led to money going to super PACs with no spending limits. Both parties are expected to benefit from the new ruling, but Republican candidates could get a significant boost.
The court also ruled yesterday that police officers need a warrant to get so-called geofence information. The information doesn't just locate one person via their phone, but everyone who was near the location at the specific time. Even though law enforcement says it's critical information, the court ruled against police in a 6-3 majority ruling.
With the 4th of July this weekend and increasing fire danger across the state, new fire restrictions are in place.
Reporter Madison Kaminsky is here to explain how these restrictions might impact your holiday weekend.
Starting today, there are increased fire restrictions in Tonto and Coconino National Forests. These emergency restrictions are put in place based on a number of parameters, such as how dry the forests are, weather conditions that make controlling a fire difficult, and available firefighter resources. When visiting the forest lands, fireworks are always off limits. Restrictions include no campfires, no smoking, and no operating power equipment that could spark. You can't use guns in these areas unless it's permitted for hunting. And it's best to avoid driving vehicles over dry brush. You can still enjoy a national forest this weekend, but these national lands will close if things escalate and move into Stage 3 restrictions. Reporting for Cronkite News, I'm Madison Kaminsky.
Thank you for the important info, Madison.
And remember, if you violate these fire restrictions, you could face fines or even time in jail. Coming up next, local restaurants are finding different ways to keep prices on the menu down,
while also making sure the quality of food stays good.
They have like beautiful farm, lots of goats, and we get a lot of our goat cheese and a lot of other products from them, and they're wonderful.
The whole enchilada coming up next on Cronkite News.
Plus, as the scorching weather continues to bake the valley, how does that affect the air quality in the area? Find out in your full forecast coming up next.
As a teacher, you just want to reach people. You want to make a difference. You want to help them. I have an opportunity to do something I never imagined I would be able to do. Go out and build the best biology class the world has ever seen. When you go into Dreamscape Learn, you put on a set of goggles and you can go anywhere. You can be anyone and do anything. The thing about Arizona State University is they're always thinking about what's next. We can create virtual reality experiences so that you can learn by exploring in a virtual world the way that scientists explore in the real world. And kids can feel that. All these emotions are what help the brain encode information. When I see a student come out of VR, the look on their face is nothing like I've ever seen when I finish a lecture. They look so happy to be there. In that moment, you know that you've reached them.
Coming up on the cut.
Coming up on the cut.
Coming up on the cut.
How students can build their broadcast journalism portfolio with opportunities to learn more about on-air reporting and studio production.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at @thecut_network and on X @cutASU.
Inflation is forcing many foodies to rethink their dining habits, but some Valley restaurants are finding an unexpected way to keep seats filled.
Paloma Rochelle shows us how tracking down ingredients closer to home is helping both Main Street Bites and Arizona Farms survive.
Walking into Cafe Boa in Tempe, you'll find fresh ingredients that didn't travel across the country to get to your plate. Its Mission owner, Gisseline Italiano, has championed for 3 decades, but in today's economy, it's becoming a necessary strategy to keep menu prices in control.
Going more large and industrial size can definitely be a savings in some ways, but we feel that it definitely cuts into the quality of the food. So we prefer to stick to the local and, authentic as much as possible.
Experts say the shift towards local food isn't just a temporary trend anymore. It's a business strategy.
Certainly locally sourced ingredients and making sure that restaurants are using the best of the best when it comes to ingredients is always going to be a mainstay for our industry.
Finding local foods doesn't mean just garden products. Cafe Boa works with meat and dairy farms.
Rose Dairy is a wonderful farm up north in northern Arizona. They have beautiful farm, lots of goats, and we get a lot of our goat cheese and a lot of other products from them, and they're wonderful.
For the patrons filling these tables, knowing their dinner comes from Arizona sources makes supporting local businesses an easy choice.
The food is great, the atmosphere is great. We like to support the local businesses, farm to table. That's what we're looking for. The organic, farm to table. The food's very good.
With independent restaurants making up 65% of the dining scene across the Grand Canyon state, eating local helps keep the local economy cooking. And Tempe, Paloma Rochelle, Cronkite News.
Restaurants are big business in our state, and according to the latest numbers from the Arizona Restaurant Association, restaurants brought in an estimated $12 billion in sales.
The job market is experiencing its second monthly increase in a row, something that economists didn't see coming. Job openings reached a 2-year high in May. That's according to a new report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. The number of openings rose to about 7.6 million, ultimately defying expectations from economists that setbacks from the Iran war could harm the labor market. This month's findings will be posted by the Bureau on August 4th, and it may present the first consecutive 3-month increase in 8 years.
Gas prices around the nation and around Arizona are down just in time for the 4th of July holiday. The state average is at a $4 a gallon according to AAA, down almost 70 cents from a month ago. With the national average hovering around $3.80 for regular gas, Graham, Coconino, and Apache counties feature the most costly gallons in the state. But if you're going to stay in town for the 4th of July, some bad news. It's going to be hot.
Tanner Buck joins us now from the Cronkite Weather Center with what we can expect this holiday weekend.
Thank you, Nico. Thank you, Noah. It does cool down from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at about 10 degrees. But if you were thinking about going on the afternoon walk as things cool off, one thing to mention is the ozone high pollution advisory. If you're over the age of 65 and have some underlying lung conditions, or you're a parent walking with your kid in a stroller or under the age of 4, make sure to hold off for the next 2 days. If you're going to go somewhere in the county, I would advise taking some public transportation or finding a carpool. And if you're getting gas that's low, try to go at night instead of during the day. Talking about lows, we talk about the 40s in Flagstaff and the Grand Canyon for tomorrow. Why this is important? We're talking about the month of June in the summer of Arizona. Relatively, it's pretty nice overall. Talking about the highs tomorrow, 103 in Phoenix, about 4 below what it was tomorrow last year when it was around 107. Nothing above 104 except for Gila Bend. Pretty much cool on the other part of the state, which is the top part, which is around Grand Canyon and Flagstaff. As we go in the 8-day forecast, pretty clear, but we do see some overcast weather on Friday, and that does continue into Sunday. On Saturday for 4th of July, below average on the temperatures in the highs and lows, so it will be pretty nice. It won't be as sunny as you expect it to, but enjoy some fireworks with some family, enjoy some steaks on the grill, and have some fun out there. I would advise if you are going to do some stuff outside, I would do it from Friday to Sunday, as it does get hotter from Monday to Wednesday. From the Cronkite Weather Center, I'm Tanner Buck.
Coming up next, Phoenix Rising has hit a rough patch with their season recently.
That's right, Nico. After 3 losses in a row, the Rising look for a win on a very special night.
We're just supporting everybody in the LGBTQ community. We're all Phoenix at the end of the day, so it's supporting our brothers and sisters.
See how players and fans alike embrace Pride Night together coming up on Cronkite News.
This is where Cronkite can be creative.
You meet so many new people who are on different communities, and when you do that, you're able to network not only, but also you get to engage, talk to people, and make life friends.
I think that definitely surprised me, the community that I would find, because I wasn't really expecting it.
Freedom.
Friendly. Nice. I'd say cozy.
As a teacher, you just want to reach people. You want to make a difference. You want to help them. I have an opportunity to do something I never imagined I would be able to do. Go out and build the best biology class the world has ever seen. When you go into Dreamscape Learn, you put on a set of goggles and you can go anywhere. You can be anyone and do anything. The thing about Arizona State University is they're always thinking about what's next. We can create virtual reality experiences so that you can learn by exploring in a virtual world the way that scientists explore in the real world. And kids can feel that. All these emotions are what help the brain encode information. When I see a student come out of VR, the look on their face is nothing like I've ever seen when I finish a lecture. They look so happy to be there. In that moment, you know that you've reached them.
Welcome to the Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Jordan Talley. News breaks from the Mercury as rookie Jovana Nogic has decided to not play for the remainder of the 2026 season due to personal reasons. Nogic said, quote, "This was not an easy decision. I love Phoenix, our organization, and our fans. The Mercury community made me feel welcome from day one, and I look forward to returning to Phoenix next season." Averaging 10.4 points per game, had her sitting as the third highest scorer for the team. Phoenix currently sits at 12th in the league at 7-13. At this time, it is unclear whether the roster lost, whether the Mercury are going to fill her spot. And another big move, this time in LA, LeBron James is leaving the Lakers after 8 years with the team. But he's not going to retire. Instead, he'll become an unrestricted free agent. Some analysts think he could eventually end his career back in Cleveland, where it all started. With LeBron's departure, the Lakers now have about $50 million in cap space to find a replacement. Late today, LeBron said thank you to the Lakers on X, adding that he hoped he made them proud. Back in the Valley, after 3 games without a win, the Phoenix Rising returned home Saturday night looking to get back in the win column against the Oakland Roots. Daniel Duque takes us to Rising Stadium for a night that was more than just soccer.
A colorful atmosphere took over the stands at Phoenix Rising Stadium as fans gathered for the club's annual Pride Night celebration. From rainbow flags to a vibrant cloud of smoke, supporters came together to celebrate the LGBTQ+ community.
We're just supporting everybody in the LGBTQ community. We're all Phoenix at the end of the day, so it's supporting our brothers and sisters.
The result between Phoenix Rising and Oakland Roots is just part of the story. Pride Night is all about visibility, inclusivity, and to show everyone that the soccer community in Phoenix has a space for everyone.
Hope it's exciting for everybody, and I want new people to come and enjoy the game, so hopefully it's an exciting one. I want them to fall in love with football and hopefully come back so we can grow this family.
As the night celebrated community of the field, Phoenix Rising was looking to end its winless streak in it. Oakland Roots took control early into the second half, building a 2-goal lead and putting Phoenix Rising under pressure. After falling behind, Rising fought its way into the match, with Isan Sako scoring a penalty kick to cut the deficit.
Sometimes we start sloppy, and then when we concede a goal, then we cannot start playing football.
Rising eventually equalized the game, giving the home crowd something to celebrate and setting up a dramatic finish. But Oakland responded with 2 more quick goals, beating the home team 4-3.
We knew we could come back, but then we make silly mistakes. We make sloppiness again.
While the result didn't go Phoenix Rising's way, the message of Pride Night remained just as strong.
It doesn't matter who you love, it doesn't matter where you're from. At the end of the day, we all live in Phoenix and we all represent Phoenix. It's about existing together and building the community.
In Phoenix, Daniel Duque, Cronkite News.
Phoenix Rising returns to action on July 4th when they visit Colorado Springs. More celebrations are in order, but this time for the Bulldogs. The winner of the 48th Golden Spikes Award has been announced as Georgia catcher Daniel Jackson. Jackson was a finalist along with Hamilton High School alumni and UCLA standout Rock Chalosky and ASU's very own Landon Hairston. Jackson hit .379 with 32 home runs. The catcher becomes the second Bulldog to win the award in 3 years. Hairston had a historic season for the Sun Devils, breaking the single-season home run record with 28 homers on the year, and will be returning to Tempe for his junior season. The Diamondbacks face the San Francisco Giants tonight at Chase Field. They've beaten the Giants in all 7 meetings so far this season. The Giants came close to snapping the losing streak last night, but the D-backs finished on top with a 5-4 win, making this the first time in franchise history that the Diamondbacks have won their first 7 games over an opponent in one season. That's it for tonight's Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Jordan Talley. Thank you for joining me. Now back to Nico and Noah at the desk.
Coming up next, everyone has that old junk drawer with no idea what's inside.
For the London Natural History Museum, that old junk might be a huge discovery. How a forgotten fossil turned into a piece of history, coming up next on Cronkite News.
People have always had trouble trying to put me into a box. A professor, suit and tie is just not me. Without the ocean, I don't know what I would do. You know, the ocean's always been there for me. As Hawaiian people, we believe that the coral is the first living being to come out of the darkness. It's the foundation of our entire lifestyle, and that's what my research is about. What we do is we take photographs of the reef over long periods of time to create models that can tell us what the planet is doing. If we go deaf to what the Earth is telling us, then we'll never be able to live in harmony. If I can get my students excited about protecting the ocean, then they're the ones who are gonna really make the difference. I hope my students realize that I'm not trying to prepare them for something in the distant future. Their time is now at Arizona State University.
Innovation at the Walter Cronkite School is pushing the boundaries of traditional journalism.
Storytelling has evolved over the years. This is part of that evolution.
Students in the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Lab are using emerging technology to create scenes in augmented and virtual reality, coding playable games, and bringing the audience into the story.
They're only limited by their imagination and their willingness to learn.
Find out more at cronkite.asu.edu.
Welcome back, and it's 2026, and yet we're still learning new things about dinosaurs.
That's right, Nico. A new analysis of an old fossil makes it the first ever dino remains discovered in Antarctica. A fossil that sat unnoticed in a collection drawer for decades in the London Natural History Museum was recently reevaluated. The bone collected in 1985 was originally classified as a large reptile, but the new analysis found it to be from a small tyntosaur, a long-necked plant-eating dino. It lived about 82 million years ago and highlights Antarctica's prehistoric past when green forests covered the continent before it froze. Scientists say more dino fossils are likely to be discovered there as warmer temps defrost the continent.
That's it for tonight's edition of Cronkite News. I'm Nico Lihaki.
And I'm Noah Podolsky. Thank you for joining us.